Hi guys, welcome back to PBTV. We have a brand new range to talk about today. So this is the Diamondback series from Biodynamics. So we've got 3 of them so far, but we are very excited to get these out on the range. Very similar to some other brands that we've seen, with the sort of pinnacle of technology going into a very sort of budget-friendly out-the-box platform, and giving plenty of options when it comes to builds, rather than it all just being a single platform on release. So we've got 3 different variants. They're all extremely similar, just minor differences. So the one on my left, very similar to the one in my hand, comes with a standard flash hider, a grip. The one here comes with the Helios sort of muzzle brake slash sound hog, and the one on my right comes with a slightly different stock, so it's almost like the Honey Badger style sliding stock, big huge Helios suppressor, but also has the flash hider that's on the one on my left. So again, you've got plenty of options, but we will deep dive into this one and just see what capabilities it has, and maybe it will be something that you look at, because the first thing I find when picking these things up, very, very light. I think they're just a smidge. This one's just a smidge over 2 kilos unloaded, but really, really versatile in its sort of customization and how you're going to be able to throw this around, especially in CQB with its MOSFET inside that will give you an absolute fighting advantage. But looking at the front, like I said a second ago, we do have a semi-sound hog. It's not a huge, like almost Nevesky style one, but it is going to give that audible sort of crack when you're shooting this thing off. Again, all these are interchangeable with any other standard accessory that goes on the front. They are 14mm counterclockwise, so you can whip that off, put any tracer that you want on there, and run and gun to your heart's content. Coming back, we do have an M-LOK rail style system here. So M-LOK on the right, left and bottom. All these other sections are not mounting points. They're just for show, because it's just the way that the rail's been cut. It's been cut at an angle, so you won't be able to put M-LOK pieces on the 45s, just on the 3, 6 and 9. On the top, we've got standard 20mm Riz, so you can put your PEC boxes on the front, and red dots, optics, anything you want on the back. The iron sights on this do have 2 versions, or 2 functions, sorry. So it does flip up and become standard iron sights. You've got the day and night sight version peephole at the back with windage and elevation. But when they are down like this, you do have almost pistol-sized ones. Might be quite difficult on something like this with a cheek stock, but again, if you're in a very, very low stack position, if you've got it canted, you can get this thing down and use the almost pistol-sized iron sights. All 3 come with the same iron sights, and you are good to go. Also in the box, very, very rare nowadays, but very, very good props to Diamondback for doing this. It comes with all the accessories that you need to get this thing running out the box. So you do get a balanced LiPo charger, an 11.1 LiPo already wired to Dean's and ready to go, and a little box of accessories and tools. In here you've got a Dean's to Tamiya adapter, a little tool to adjust and take your rail off if you need, but all the extra bits to get this thing up and running, which is very, very impressive for an out-the-box platform that's not been put together by ourselves. That is Diamondback themselves putting the items in that you could just put this together, buy some BBs, and you are ready to run out the gates. So control-wise, we're semi-ambidextrous. We've got a mag release on the right-hand side, which drops out the 120-round mid-cap magazine. The fire selector, safe, semi, and full auto. Again, this is MOSFETed, so it doesn't lock the trigger out, it just turns it off. Because you have a optical style MOSFET in this, it does the same pull even in safe. Speaking of the trigger, that is where all the controls on this are changed. So with various different trigger pulls and options, you have an absolute mountain of functionality of this. So simple things you can have: safe, semi, and full auto out the box, ready to go, nice and easy, run and gun to your heart's content. It has anything from 2 to 5 round burst options. It also has the binary. Make sure you're allowed to use binary, because a lot of places it is deemed as full auto, but it just gives you a very, very good ammo conservation rather than actually dumping full auto down. What we mean by binary is when you pull the trigger, it will fire a BB, and when you release it, it fires a second BB. So you go fire, 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 fire. So you can get a lot of rounds down range without having to flick it to full auto and bursting 15 to 20. You can get the same effective fire with maybe 6 to 8 off a very, very fast binary. There's pre-cocking, all the different sort of battery cut-off safety issues, anything that you have sort of heard of a feature from a MOSFET, this is already in it. So absolutely fantastic platform for a beginner or even a veteran. Looking at the receiver as well, I'm very keen, like quite sort of on it with these new receivers coming out with all the angles, looking aggressive and sort of quite modern rather than sticking to that same classic look. Don't get me wrong, the classic look still has a place, but there's this sort of high-tech vibe to these platforms, and I think they've got it really, really nicely and done a really, really good job of it. Even the sort of biodynamics cutting and etching in the back of the grip, it's just nice little additions that sort of stand it apart from something else. We've got a butterfly-style charging handle, so grabbing that, brings it back, opens up the 556 NATO, and you can see the rotary-style hop. Another addition on the Diamondback that comes out the box, this has a pre-fitted maple leaf 60-degree hop rubber in there. So fantastic for all your sort of standard weights that you're going to be using indoors and outdoors. This thing is going to hop absolutely beautifully with that rotary style hop, and it's going to be rigid as well. So it's not going to adjust, move, change in gameplay. You are going to be putting them BBs exactly where you want them every single time. The stock, similar to a standard crane stock, but the adjuster is back here, giving you a full 6-point positions. We have multiple QD points on the back here. And I think in the box there is another sling mount to go on the rail. So if you're wanting to single point this, you can put it on the stock, or you can multi-point it with various different things. But we've got QD on the stock and 2 points on the stock. But yeah, very, very impressed with this thing. Even internally, they've always gone to a 6.03 mil inner barrel. They're all the same length, but again, you've just got that visual difference between the different ones. So coming to this one, again, we've got the big suppressor on it, but again, you can swap it out to that flash hider if you need it. Simple collapsing stock if you want in that more honey badger look, but again, controls all exactly the same. But I think these are going to be very, very popular with the sort of look, the vibe, the tech that they've got. It's all absolutely incredible. But it's very good to see a new brand coming out and giving you all the parts that you need to get this up and running. So not having to factor in or budget for a charger, a battery, and all the other bits that come in here. So we do have the QD sling mount, we have the Dean's to Tamiya adapter, and we do have 2 bits of M-lock, so you can just fit your accessories straight on there. Great to see from a company just putting all the bits that you need, and you can just put this put the battery in and start slinging BBs out in it. So let us know down below if the Diamondback series has piqued your interest and it might be something that you want to come and look at and put some rounds down the range and maybe add one to your armory. But I'm very excited to put some rounds down. We'll do a little bit of a range test and see how these perform, and we'll let you know what they're like. But as always, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in a bit. Bye.